Hello, my dear students. We are going to continue with the novel Around the World in 80 Days. I am on page 196. Today, we shall continue with the chapter number 36, in which Phileas Fogg's name is once more at a premium on change. It is time to relate what a change took place in English public opinion when it transpired that the real bank robber, a certain James Strand, had been arrested on the 17th day of December at Edinburgh. So you come to know that the real person, the person behind the bank robbery, the actual person has been arrested. His name is James Strand. So transpired meaning to become known. So the news had been spread that the real bank robber has been caught. Okay, so now Phileas Fogg so far has been treated like a criminal, and he is being followed by the police. Now suddenly there is a change. He has become a gentleman. In the newspapers also, the papers resumed their discussion about the wager. So it was all in news that this fellow had set a wager, a bet, and all across people had started keeping a bet on him. Okay, Phileas Fogg bonds. This is what that had become news, and many new wagers were being made. And Phileas Fogg's name was once more at a premium, just like a premium that you pay to an insurance company to save you from any unforeseen circumstances. Just like that, Phileas Fogg's name had become very famous. Now, 5 of his friends are waiting at the Reform Club, and they also have heard the fact that he is being arrested and put into the jail. Now, several questions are coming up in their mind, that whether Phileas Fogg, whom they had forgotten, now it's been many days, Phileas Fogg has been traveling around the world and he has been not in contact with them. So, they are aware that on 17th of December, James Strand has been arrested, but then till now, they have no news about Phileas Fogg. So they are worried. Actually, what happened to Fogg? Was he dead? Had he continued the effort, or he is continuing his journey? And the main question is whether is he going to appear on the 21st of December. He is supposed to reach there in front of the Reform Club saloon. Whether he will arrive on that particular day or no. And then there is a lot of anxiety going on. Telegrams were sent to America, Asia for the news of Phileas Fogg. Messengers were dispatched to the house in Savile Row morning and evening. No news. Okay, we don't know where Mr. Fogg is. And Mr. Fogg was like a racehorse, was drawing near his last turning point. The bonds were quoted, no longer at 100 below. The bonds are being sold. Bond is, it's like a fixed income. It's used like an instrument that represents a loan that the investor can give to a borrower. Okay, so the bonds are being sold, but at a very less rate. Some very below 100, at 20, at 10 and 5. They are making their bets. And so as the great crowd has also collected in the Pall Mall, and many people have come there, many brokers have come to the Reform Club. The circulation was impeded, and everywhere disputes, discussion and financial transactions were going on, and the police has really found it very difficult to keep the crowd at bay. These 5 people, they're called antagonists, the 5 antagonists. Now 5 people are against Phileas Fogg, and they are so damn sure that Phileas Fogg is not going to come. Who are they? John Sullivan, Samuel Fallentin, the bankers, Andrew Stuart, the engineer, Gauthier Ralph, the director of the Bank of England, and Thomas Flanagan, the brewer. All of them are waiting eagerly, and see what is their conversation, the discussion. Now the clock is somewhere around 20 minutes past 8, so it's 8:20, and he says, "Gentlemen, in 20 minutes time agreed upon between Mr. Fogg and ourselves will have expired. So in another 20 minutes next, this time is going to go and he's going to lose. What time did the last train?" Now they are calculating, like, and they're talking about the possibility that Mr. Fogg, there is no chance that Mr. Fogg can reach. So the Thomas Flanagan, he asked, "What's the last train? What is the time when the last train arrived?" So he says that was at 7. It was 23 past 7. That is 7:23 was the last train, and the next train is supposed to come only by 12, just before 12. Okay, so if Phileas Fogg has arrived by 7:23 train, he must be here. Definitely he should be here by then. So we can therefore regard the bet as won. So he has not come till now. So we think that, or we can take it for granted that we have won the bet. Wait, don't let us be too hasty. That's what Samuel Frampton says. See, till the last minute we cannot say that we have won, because Mr. Fogg is eccentric. He is very unusually acts very behaves very strangely at times, and you cannot say anything about him. So he is always punctual. So he can reach on dot time. Till then we cannot say that we have won. Says, why? If I should see him, I should not believe it was he. So this is how the negativity is coming out. The fact is, Mr. Fogg's project was absurdly foolish. Whatever his punctuality, he could not prevent the delays. He has been delayed, he has been caught up, and whatever it is, he says, see, there is a fixed time that he should be returning back. And what is the point? The bet is lost. If you are late even 5 minutes, the bet is lost. So if 2-3 days, if you're coming later, that means you have lost the bet. Okay. He has lost completely, he says. Andrew Stuart, he has 100 times lost. See the level of confidence that his friends have. They are declaring him as he is lost. Besides that, China is the only steamer. The steamer is also, he is damn sure that if he would have come by the steamer, and he would have reached here yesterday. So I've checked the list of passengers, and that he was not there. Definitely he is not come by then. I think he'll be at least 20 days behind, and that Lord Albemarle will lose a cool 5,000. See, even the landlord, Lord, he has the one who owns the house, right? So he has also kept a bet of 5,000, and definitely I'm sure he is going to lose that bet as well. So it is clear. Ralph also says we have nothing to do but to present Mr. Fogg's check. So definitely tomorrow we are going to present this in the bank and then withdraw the money. Now at this moment the hands of the club pointed to 20 minutes to 9. So it is almost 8:40 now. Okay, 5 more minutes are left. He was supposed to reach by 8:45. They look at each other. The anxiety is rising, right? So he says, I wouldn't give up my 4,000 for the bet. Andrew has also set up the bet. The clock has started now. They are counting now. It's 18 minutes, 17 minutes, 16 minutes, and now to 15. That is 8:45. Now they have started to count on the seconds. Okay. So it's like they go on the 40th second, 55th second, and there comes a sound, right? At the 55th, a loud cry was heard in the street, followed by an applause, hooray, and some fierce growls. The players rose from their seats. They could not believe their eyes. And here it was, Fogg. Mr. Fogg, he says, here I am, gentlemen. At the 57th second, the door of the saloon opened, and the pendulum had not beat the 60th second. So he's before time. He has reached just seconds, 3 seconds before, 8:45. He appeared, and he's there pretty excited, standing in front of his friends, and he says, here I am, gentlemen. So he has won the bet, and so does the chapter ends here. We shall continue in the next video lecture. Thank you.